Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I tell you what, my heart has just been heavy watching everything our dear Josslyn Jax has been going through lately. We all remember the sheer terror that gripped our souls when that sweet young woman took that awful bullet. As someone who has watched these families grow over the years, seeing a child go through such a harrowing physical trauma just breaks you down completely. You want nothing more than to wrap her up in a thick, warm quilt, hand her a cup of hot tea, and keep her safe from the big bad world outside her front door. The road to recovery is never easy, and watching her try to heal while still holding on to that fierce, stubborn Spencer pride has been quite the emotional journey for all of us. During her time recovering from that dreadful gunshot wound, Josslyn has been doing the sensible thing by resting and taking on some quiet desk work over at the WSB alongside Jack Brennan. Now, I have to say, seeing her pushing papers and filing reports behind a safe, sturdy desk gave me a little sigh of relief. It felt like she was finally out of harm's way, tucked into a secure office where the most dangerous thing she might encounter is a paper cut. Jack Brennan is certainly a sharp man, and working alongside him in a controlled environment seemed like the perfect way for her to heal her body while keeping her mind sharp. But deep down, I think we all knew that this quiet, peaceful chapter was never going to last forever. That girl has the wild, adventurous blood of her family running straight through her veins, and a desk job was never going to satisfy her for long. I could see the restlessness building up in her eyes, that familiar itch to get back out into the field and make a real difference. It is just like trying to keep a wild horse locked inside a small barn. Eventually, they are going to kick the door down and run free. Sure enough, the rumors are swirling that Josslyn is about to step right back into the line of fire, taking on a brand new, highly dangerous mission that is going to make all of our hearts skip a beat. She is a field agent through and through, and she is ready to trade the safety of the office for the unpredictable dangers of the undercover world. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of this new mission, I just have to pause and shake my head at a situation that has me completely baffled. I am sure you have noticed it too, but it is just plain bizarre how Josslyn and her mother, Carly Spencer, have been going around town telling absolutely everyone that Josslyn is working for the WSB. Bless their hearts, but if you are supposed to be a highly trained, top-secret government agent, you probably should not be spilling the beans at every Sunday potluck and coffee shop in town. Loose lips sink ships, as my grandmother used to say, and broadcasting her secret identity to the whole world seems like a terrible mistake, especially if she is planning to go deep undercover. It makes you wonder if they truly understand the gravity of the danger she is stepping into. Despite that little lapse in judgment, it seems the WSB is still moving forward with giving Josslyn a massive new target, and his name is Hudson Parker. From what I have gathered, Hudson is not just your run-of-the-mill businessman. He is a very shady, mysterious executive with secrets hidden in every pocket of his expensive suits. I get a cold chill just thinking about him because men like Hudson usually have connections to some very dark, very dangerous people. The word on the street is that Josslyn is going to be spending a whole lot of time with him, and their paths are about to cross in a major, unavoidable way. It seems the WSB wants her to get up close and personal with this man to uncover the dirty secrets he is hiding behind that polished exterior. I am sweating bullets just thinking about the possibility that Josslyn might be tasked with using her feminine wiles to seduce Hudson. Playing the role of the beautiful decoy is a classic spy maneuver, but it is also one of the most perilous things a young woman can do. She would have to cozy up to a man who is likely involved in a massive, ruthless crime ring, all while trying to pry information out of him about his mysterious, powerful boss. It is like playing with fire in a barn full of dry hay. One wrong move, one little slip of the tongue, and the whole thing could go up in flames. Josslyn is brave, there is no denying that. But she is also young, and getting tangled up in a dangerous romance with a criminal executive is a recipe for absolute disaster. And, oh, heaven help us when Carly Spencer finds out about this. I can already picture Carly pacing the hardwood floors of her home, wringing her hands, and losing her ever-loving mind over the thought of her precious daughter putting her life on the line again. As mothers, we spend our whole lives trying to build a safe fortress around our children, and Carly has fought tooth and nail to protect her family from the mob violence and the dangerous elements of Port Charles. To see Josslyn willingly walk right back into the lion's den is going to tear Carly apart. She is going to be furious, terrified, and likely ready to storm the WSB headquarters herself to drag her daughter home by the ear. But as we all know, Josslyn is just as stubborn as her mother, and she is not going to back down from a fight. The stakes of this mission are incredibly high because Hudson Parker is not acting alone. He is merely a puzzle piece in a much larger, much more terrifying picture. The WSB believes that Hudson is the key to taking down a massive, sprawling criminal syndicate, and his boss is the real prize they are after. Josslyn is going to have to use every ounce of her wit and charm to gather information, tracking Hudson's every move and using him as a stepping stone to find the people pulling the strings in the shadows. It is a heavy burden for a young woman who is still recovering from a gunshot wound, and I just pray she has the strength and the smarts to navigate this treacherous underworld without getting swallowed whole. But hold on to your hats, ladies, because the story gets even more tangled and heartbreaking from here. We have to talk about the deeply unsettling situation involving Delilah Wilson and sweet little baby Phoebe Chase. When the tragic news broke that Delilah and her precious innocent baby had supposedly died, it sent a shockwave of grief through all of us. But do you know who did not shed a single tear? Hudson Parker. When he heard that the woman and the child he was supposedly connected to had passed away, his reaction was completely bizarre and cold as ice. He did not mourn. He did not cry out in pain. Instead, his first and only thought was a panicked worry about what he was going to tell his boss. Now, I ask you, what kind of man reacts to the death of a child by worrying about his performance review with a crime boss? It just does not sit right with my spirit, and it heavily suggests a very dark truth. I am starting to firmly believe that Hudson is not the real father of little Phoebe Chase at all. If he were the father, his heart would have shattered into a million pieces. Instead, it seems much more likely that Hudson was simply hired to procure that baby and deliver her to his sinister employer. He was probably terrified because he failed his mission and could not hand over the child as promised. The thought of an innocent baby being used as a pawn in some wicked criminal transaction just makes my blood boil. Thankfully, as we know, the baby is actually alive, but the way Hudson found out about it is downright sneaky and terrifying. He did not just stumble upon the truth. He actively planted a secret listening device, a bug, right inside Ethan Lovett's hotel room. Can you imagine the nerve of that man? He invaded Ethan's privacy, listening in on his most private conversations, and that is how he discovered that little Phoebe is still breathing and out there somewhere in the world. This proves just how dangerous and resourceful Hudson truly is. He is not going to just walk away and accept defeat. He is going to hunt down that child to fulfill whatever dark promise he made to his boss. With this shocking revelation in his pocket, Hudson is now packing his bags and heading straight back to Port Charles to finish what he started. He is on a mission to track down Ethan, find the baby, and tie up his loose ends. But what he does not know is that our girl Josslyn is going to be waiting for him. Even if the WSB does not officially assign her to target Hudson right away, there is no doubt in my mind that he is going to catch her eye. Josslyn has a nose for trouble and a strong sense of justice, and once she realizes that Hudson is a dangerous man involved in something shady, she is going to take it upon herself to investigate him. This is where my heart just leaps into my throat, because Josslyn is putting herself in the most extreme danger imaginable. She is dealing with a man who is desperate, ruthless, and tied to a massive criminal organization that would not hesitate to eliminate anyone who gets in their way. If Josslyn gets too close to the truth about Hudson, his boss, and the plot involving baby Phoebe, she could very well end up staring down the barrel of a gun once again. She is swimming in shark-infested waters, and she might not realize just how sharp their teeth are until it is far too late. I will be sitting on the edge of my seat, clutching my pearls, and praying for that young woman's safety every single day. This storyline is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling, heart-stopping adventures we have seen in a long time, full of secrets, lies, and incredible danger. I just hope Carly can find a way to protect her daughter, and I hope Josslyn realizes the true peril she is facing before she gets in over her head. Thank you all for spending this time with me today, and make sure you keep your eyes peeled and your hearts ready for the explosive drama that is surely coming our way very soon.